The original Inside Out was one of my favorite movies growing up. I really connected to how emotional it was, not just in the heart-wrenching death of the icon, the legend, and the moment Bing Bong, but also just how it portrayed growing up. I feel like this franchise has aged with me, as now I am a teenager just as Riley is. This makes me uniquely qualified in a way other movie reviewers aren't, because I can say whether or not this movie hit the spot for a teenage girl. Here is my review for Inside Out 2. Personally, I think this movie was great, but unlike the first movie where the emotions were the best part, I found myself more attached to Riley's arc. Seeing her trying to fit in, impress popular people, and try to change herself to be liked was painfully relatable. I often felt myself cringing because of how much I related to Riley. I think it perfectly encapsulated the experience of a teen girl, and I'd love to see Riley continue to grow in future installments. As for the titular emotions, they were also great. Amy Poehler portrays joy so perfectly, with just the right amount of nuance for this self-regulated character. I really liked seeing her begin to crack with frustration and eventually snap on the other emotions, showing the effect that puberty can have on your joy. Disgust and Fear were also amazing. Disgust was my favourite in the original film, and while she still had some great dialogue, she is a bit sidelined in favour of some other characters. Fear was also excellent, and I thought it was interesting to see how him and Anxiety were similar. He was probably the funniest of the original emotions. Both Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader did not return due to pay disputes, but Lisa Lapira and Tony Hale replicate their iconic voices perfectly. My favourite of the core emotions this time around was Anger, who went through the opposite character arc as Joy, going from a mean old grumpy pants to a softie who really stole my heart. Lewis Black is such a gem, especially in the press tour.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow,
Sympathy.
I feel like a stroke victim. Stuff is going on in this world and it is just they're not even calling me.
No.
As for the new emotions, they were a bit underdeveloped, but still had some great moments. I thought that Embarrassment, played by the booked and busy Paul Walter Hauser, was very cute and charming, and I found it interesting that he betrayed Anxiety to help Sadness, who I did not really talk about much because she had a very small role in this film. Ennui was very funny. I liked her sass, her foreign, and her French accent. I thought her creating the sarcasm was really funny, and that whole sarcasm gag was just amazing. Iowa DeBerry's star has been on the rise recently with Bottoms, The Bear, and TMNT. Girlie got an Emmy. In this movie, she plays Envy, who is the cutest little emotion. I loved her wide-eyed design and hopefulness. However, I kind of expected Envy to be meaner and more, vindictive, instead of someone I wanted to hug and put in my pocket. By far the best emotion in this film was Maya Hawke's Anxiety. What a character! I loved her energy. She was such a girl boss. What else is going to completely overthrow your sense of self other than anxiety? I think it managed to show a good side to this emotion, whilst also explaining why you cannot let it control you. As someone who has a lot of anxiety, this was such a relatable storyline. Riley's anxiety attack was so well realized, and the consistent self-talk saying she wasn't good enough was an excellent touch that I think made it even more realistic. Overall, Inside Out 2 is an emotionally deep movie that is perfect for kids, teens, and adults. There were definitely a few problems. I feel like the movie was a little small scale, and at some points felt like a Disney Plus movie. It was also a little short. However, I think this movie is so relatable for teenagers in an age of euphoria and is so creative in its use of emotions that it makes it a great family movie that I would recommend checking out in theaters or on Disney Plus when it comes out. I will give it an 8 out of 10. That was my review for Inside Out 2. Are you guys going to check it out in theaters? Let me know down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye!